if you like our voices, you want us here to talk about films. Oh man, John, thank you for being my hero and saving me there.
If you like our voices.
Oh good. I know what you're gonna start the video off with now.
Welcome to AsArt. Space.
Hold on to your butts.
It began as a holiday. Eager to escape a bright future on the Great Plains, Arthur Howitzer Jr. transformed the series of travelogue columns into the French Dispatch, a factual weekly report on the subjects of world politics, the arts, high and low, and diverse stories of human interest.
You don't think it's almost too seedy this time?
No, I don't.
For decent people.
This
Supposed to
feels
be
like such a
charming.
Wes Anderson
He assembled
movie.
a team of the best expatriate journalists of his time: Berenson, Sazerac, Kremens, Roebuck Wright. These were his people.
Just try to make it sound like you wrote it that way on purpose.
We take as the subject of tonight's lecture Mr. Moses Rosenbaum.
Oh, nice!
Certainly the loudest artistic voice of his rowdy generation.
Simone Naked Cell Block J Hobby Room. I want to buy it.
It's not for sale.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes.
In short, the picture was a sensation.
The kids did this. Obliterated 1,000 years of Republican authority in less than a fortnight. What do they want?
The kid from that
Freedom.
Netflix movie.
Full stop.
Like King Henry
I'm
VIII
naked,
or
Mrs.
something.
Clemens. I can see that.
Lieutenant Nescaffier is the great exemplar of the mode of cuisine known as police cooking. The aromas of the kitchen cast a spell, which was to be mortally broken.
As you know by now, we have kidnapped your son.
Dude, he has the celebrities, huh?
I know, what a cast, man.
A message from the foreman. 1 hour to press.
You're fired. Don't cry in my office.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Dude! Woo! Wes Anderson's back! I think this is his first live action since Grand Budapest.
And when was that year?
That was Grand Budapest. I wrote it down. 2014.
Wow, that's been quite
my
a while.
gosh. I hope that's right. Does that sound right? Or is it 2016?
Well, it's funny because you're the one who kind of got me into Wes Anderson films. I had seen some over the years, but I wasn't like, oh, Wes Anderson. And then Brian, our other friend, is a big Wes Anderson fan. And then I think some of them, either at that period of my life, I didn't receive them the same way, or just the ones I happened to watch, I didn't like
You
as
have
much.
to
But
like
then-
him to like him.
No, but the ones I've seen more recently, like you had me watch Grand Budapest and some of the other ones,
Yeah.
and like, was it Moonshine Kingdom, whatever it
Yes.
is. Like those I liked a lot, whereas some of the other ones, like what's the one about the family?
Royal Tannenbaums.
The Tannenbaums, right? Yeah. That one is the only one I remember watching before, and I was like, but maybe I just need to watch it again, you know?
Yeah, you know what's very interesting? I feel like Fantastic Mr. Fox. He like
Oh,
did-
that was,
he did
that
a
was the
stop
first one where I
motion.
was like, yes, I love
And I feel like
that.
it
And then,
enhanced his style, his colors, everything. Because like now this is the most Wes Anderson film I think that's out there right now. Like it's so Wes Anderson, like with the framing, the colors, like the yellows and yellows and yellows all in one room with Bill Murray. It's just like, oh my gosh, there's so much yellow. Like,
yes.
and
yeah.
it's so cool because like I mean he just did Isle of Dogs was his last.
And that,
feature
I
film.
love Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love Isle of Dogs. I think those are what kind of made me, all right, I'm a Wes Anderson fan. And then I saw Grand Budapest, some of the other ones. I'm like, oh, okay, I really am.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's so interesting because that Grand Budapest, I feel like he perfected his camera movements. Where like now they have like, because there's bigger budgets, you know what I mean? So like now, like when they turn the camera around and stuff, you can really like everything's so precise and movements and stuff like that. Maybe I can find some behind the scene footage of Grand Budapest to put in right here, but it was just so cool. Like how precise the camera work is and framing and it's so Wes Anderson. It's like live action stop motion, right? It's like live action.
And that's the
stop
funny
motion.
thing is, you know exactly. You just, even if you didn't know it was a Wes Anderson trailer, as soon as you start watching, you're like, oh, this is Wes Anderson. And of course, that's credit to his cinematographer and the other people that he works with and things like that. But man, the cast too. The cast is all these fun people who have done quirky roles, like the woman from Fargo, and then Bill Murray, obviously, Owen Wilson, like all these people.
The woman from Fargo, wasn't she also the mom in Moonlight Kingdom?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, it's so great to see these faces. Like, I almost maybe even get mixed up between the characters in all the films, because like Bill Murray's in like all the movies. Like, wait a minute, what character is he? It's like,
well, it's fun. I mean, certain directors like Quentin Tarantino, he likes working with the same people. Wes Anderson, same people. And then like obviously Tim Burton always works with Johnny Depp. You know, there's certain people where you find your composer. You find
Tim Burton can make Johnny Depp wear anything.
Yeah. But that's the cool thing. Well, you know what? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think it's good?
I think it just makes it fun. It's like, it's because I think it just keeps growing his all-star cast. Like he had in Grand Budapest, it was, what's his name? The guy that plays Voldemort from Harry Potter. He was the main dude. Yeah. And then Jude Law was in there. Edward Norton was in like the last two of them. I mean, like you're talking about like some of the biggest names in acting, just are part of his films. And you know what's interesting? This film reminds me a lot of Grand Budapest, like the way like it's shot and stuff like that, and how like black and white color palette, and like remember Grand Budapest, how they used the different film sizes depending on the year. It was, man,
I've only seen that once,
so like full frame, like they use different types of film depending on the time era that the movie was.
That's really
and
cool.
It reminds me a lot of this. He was nominated for Best Picture and Director for Grand Budapest when that was out. So I'm thinking maybe it's like he can be nominated again because it has like that similar feel. There's such big cast. And
has he ever won anything for?
No, he's only been nominated once. Oh, maybe for Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That was such a fun movie.
I didn't even check that. Oh shoot.
That and Isle of Dogs were so much fun. Oh my gosh.
It's fantastic. You know what though? We didn't see Jeff Goldblum. Yeah.
No, we didn't. But he's in there though in the description.
I can't wait. I'm super excited for it. Are you excited for it, John?
Yeah, I've become a fan in the last probably 3-4 years. I've become a real fan. So
your top 3 Wes Anderson films, go.
Well, that's funny. It's probably Isle of Dogs, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Grand Budapest.
Oh, see, that's
I really did like Moonlight Kingdom, though.
It's tough though because I'm a big Darling Jean Limited fan. Oh, when they're on the train, like I love that film.
See, I haven't seen all of his films yet. I still haven't seen all of them.
Oh, okay. So that's a good one because there's so many good slow motion shots, and they have like the best rock music from the Kinks and stuff, like Power Man. It's like so good. I love his soundtracks too. I feel like his soundtracks are the best. Like you get that rock stuff, but lately he's been doing more composed stuff. But it's just like, oh man, there's so many good. And I really like my favorite scene probably out of all of his films right now is like the scene from Life Aquatic. Have you seen Life Aquatic? When he gets like the crazy mad dog eyes or whatever on the boat. Oh my gosh, that was such a good scene. Yeah. And then I really liked the one where they go on the island and they're like, doo, 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 doo. I mean, that's our theme song. Oh my God.
That's our theme song. That's our theme song. What do you do? Yeah, you know what? That's an interesting movie, Life Aquatic, because I've heard so much, but that's like Brian, our friends. It's I think his favorite Wes Anderson movie. And that one had moments that were ultra funny, but I didn't find it all the way through as fun as Grand Budapest or like Fantastic Mr. Fox or Isle of Dogs. So it just kind of depends on what type of thing you guys, you're kind of into. So I just think that what Wes Anderson films are your favorite just kind of depends on what type of comedy. So even though you can tell they're all Wes Anderson films and they have a certain style, the stories are different enough that you kind of pick and choose what you like the most. So really fun stuff though.
Yes, like the slow motion ending in Life Aquatic too. You know what's so funny? Like Life Aquatic is not my favorite one, but man, there's just some moments in that film that are just so strong. Where it's just like, oh my gosh, such fun moments, and I love how his movies are so storybook. And that's why, like, remember when we talked about JoJo Rabbit when we did the review.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first half of that film reminded us of a lot of Wes Anderson. Like just the fun, the quirkiness, the vibes, and just like, oh my gosh, I thought it was a Wes Anderson movie at first when I was watching.
And maybe that's why we liked it so much, is that stuff just kind of appealed to our tastes.
True. That's very true. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
But we've been reviewing films like crazy. We just did Parasite. We did JoJo Rabbit. We did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
1917. Head over to AsArt.space. We have audio podcasts. We have the actual episodes on YouTube and other formats. So go and check out the variety of things we've done. And we'll see you on the next AsArt.